Hello, civil engineers. I'm very excited and happy today. My channel crossed 250 subscribers count today. So it's a big occasion for me, for any YouTuber. So this encouraged me to upload a new playlist containing new videos on solutions to American Code Civil Engineering Quiz series for September 2020 on my YouTube channel MSG Engineering. I was running a month-long quiz in September 2020, and one MCQ multiple choice question was asked every day on American Code style of design, the American Concrete, Steel and Loading Code, and many civil engineers were attempting the quiz. They were answering the quiz. I'm very happy for that, and many requested for quiz solutions and also references for the solutions, for the answers. So this is the solution video playlist, and this quiz series is conducted just to increase the awareness about different country codes. Hope someone finds it useful. Do subscribe to my channel, like, share videos with your friends and colleagues, and do press the bell icon on the right hand side for notifications to new uploads. So going to the main topic of the YouTube video, civil engineering quiz for September 2020, one MCQ on American Code per day. This is solutions, explanations and references video. I had assured prize to the winners of the quiz series at the end of the series. Before going to that, let me show few of my offline courses I offer at my MSG Engineering Academy. Design calculation for 15 types of equipment foundations, equipments in the process industry. All or less than 15 can be chosen, about 5 hours each. Inquire for slots availability. Registration on WhatsApp number 9869086692. And the process equipment are vertical pressure vessel, I teach octagonal foundation; horizontal pressure vessel, isolated rectangular foundation; heat exchanger, isolated rectangular with strap beam; cylindrical storage tank with ring beam; rotary machine pump block foundation; power transformer foundation in a pit; Horton spheres, isolated foundations with circumferential grade beams. Then number 8 is mounted LPG bullets, liquid petroleum gas LPG bullets. Then dynamic analysis of vertical reciprocating compressor foundation. 10th is dynamic analysis and foundation design for horizontal reciprocating compressor. 11th is dynamic analysis of impact stamping drop hammer foundation. 12th is dynamic computation of framed foundation for turbo generator. 13th is dynamic analysis of fixed size foundation for an oversized motor generator in a machine room. 14th is dynamic analysis and design of diesel engine block foundation resting on springs. And 15th is dynamic analysis and design of vertical compressor block foundation resting on suspended spring absorbers. So do join these courses. There are few more courses, 12 types of isolated footings or 5 types of underground water tanks. Then there are design of pipe sleepers, concrete pipe rack, structural steel pipe rack, and plant drainage, industrial plant drainage design. Then there are courses on a complete RCC building design. There are 2 options in it, either by hand calculation or by StatPro model. Then there are courses on complete steel structure design, one by hand calculation, other by StatPro. And lastly, I have few courses on RCC design by Eurocode, structural steel design by Eurocode, also RCC and steel design by American Code. So do join my academy and with your friends and colleagues for doing these courses. So going to my quiz, American Code quiz in September 2020, day 1, Tuesday, 1st September 2020. The question was, as per the latest American Concrete Code, what is the minimum thickness H of a solid non-pre-stressed one-way slab of span L for normal weight concrete, and Fy, that is yield stress of reinforcement, 60 ksi or 60,000 pounds per square inch. The support condition is both ends continuous by deflection criteria, and the 4 options were given as seen on the screen, and the correct option was L by 28. So the minimum thickness of such slab should be span divided by 28, and the reference explanation I have attached over here for day 1 question. Refer ACI 31819. ACI is American Concrete Institute, 318 is the RCC code in America, and 2019 is the latest version. I have attached a part cover page of this code, and also table number 7.3.1.1 on page 90. I have attached a page showing the minimum thickness of solid non-pre-stressed one-way slabs, and both end continuous. The minimum thickness should be L by 28 for 60 ksi reinforcement. So this is the reference. Someone had asked me for the reference pages also, so here it is for them. Then going to day 2, Wednesday, 2nd September 2020. Which of the following American reference standards are used for designing highway roads? Choose correct options from below. ASCE is American Society for Civil Engineers. ACE is the Loading Code of America. AISC is American Institute of Steel Construction. AISC, or it is called AISC 360. AC is called AC7. AISC 360 is the Steel Code of America. ASTM is American Society for Testing of Materials, and AASTO, ASTO is the correct answer. ASTO is the code series used in the designing of highway and roads in America. It is very in line with our Indian IRC, Indian Road Congress IRC codes. So I have attached this Wikipedia information. I have pasted as a reference. Also I have attached cover pages of few ASTO codes, ASTO publications. The ASTO logo is like this. Full form of ASTO is American Association of State Highway and Transportation Officials, and it is a standard setting body which publishes specifications, test protocols, guidelines which are used in highway design and construction throughout United States. So they have many publication. This is for highway 1 publication cover page I have attached over here for highway construction. Second one is for LRFD, that is for bridge construction. So this is the explanation or reference. For any of these you want to know more, please contact me. Now going to day 3, Thursday, 3rd September 2020, and the question is, what are approximate positive midspan moments for non-pre-stress continuous beam at end span where discontinuous end is integral with the support? So this is very similar to our Indian IS 456. IS 456 also has a table for bending moment coefficients of a continuous beam. So like that, similar code or table is there in American code also. So, and the answers, many answers options were given, and the correct answer is W ln square by 14. ln is the effective span, W is the UDL, WL square by 14 in a way. This is the correct answer, and reference for that I have attached over here, again giving reference of ACI 318 2019, that is a concrete code of America, and this is a cover page, and on the side I have pasted table number 6.5.2. it is there on page 74, and this is about approximate moments for non-pre-stress continuous beams. So that was our question, and I had asked positive moment in the end span for discontinuous ends integral with the supports, and answer is WU ln square by 14. So this is the reference. You can note the page numbers and contact me if you want to know more about these codes. Next, day 4, Friday, 4th September 2020, and the question was, what are the notations for the resistance factor and safety factors used respectively in LRFD and AST design? Choose correct options from below, and 4 options were given, and the right answer is option B, which is phi and omega. Now LRFD is very similar to our Indian limit state method. ASD is similar to our working stress method of design, and references and explanation I have given on the coming page. So explanation, refer below specification for structural steel buildings, American Institute of Steel Construction, ANSI AISC 360-16. So this is a steel code of America. AISC is American Institute for Steel Construction, 360 is the code number, and 16, that is 2016, is the latest version. So I have attached this cover page, and I have attached few clauses giving answer to our quiz question. Okay, clause B 3.1 and 3.2, they are there on page 68. Before going to that clause and cover page, let me tell little about this ASD and LRFD. ASD is allowable strength design, ASD. This is a method for proportioning structural components such that the allowable strength equals or exceeds the required strength of the component under the action of ASD load combinations. So in short, it is very similar to our working stress method, and serviceability checks are done with this. LRFD is the load and resistance factor design. The full form, it is very similar to our limit state method, and it is the method of proportioning structural components such that the design strength equals or exceeds the required strength of component under the action of LRFD load combinations. So this is about LRFD. And clause B.3, B3, it is the design basis in steel code, and it says that design shall be such that no applicable strength or serviceability limit state shall be exceeded when the structure is subjected to all applicable load combinations. So basically, structure should be designed for limit state of strength and limit state of serviceability also, both. Design for strength shall be performed according to the provision of load and resistance factor design, that is LRFD. So strength design by LRFD, or the provisions of allowable strength design, ASD. Okay, and I have attached few clauses on the right hand side. This is the cover page of the AISC. This is AISC 360 2016 specification for structural steel building. So this is a steel code, AISC, and to the left I have attached a design basis. Clause number B3, B3.1 says that design for strength using load and resistance factor design, LRFD. Design according to provisions of load and LRFD satisfies the requirement of this specification when the design strength of each structural component equals or exceeds the required strength determined on the basis of LRFD load combinations. And further it says that design shall be performed according to equation 3b 3.1. Ru should be less than 5 times Rn. Okay, Ru is the required strength, Rn is the nominal strength, and phi is the resistance factor. So phi Rn is the design strength of any structural member. So this was the question, what is the resistance factor? So resistance factor is phi. I am going back to my question. This is that resistance factor, phi, in option B. And let us now, I'll show you the references and explanation for safety factor omega. So going to the next page, I have attached clause B.3.2, and in that this is about ASD method. Explanation is about allowable strength design, and R is equal to Rn upon omega. Ra is the required strength using ASD load combination, Rn is the nominal strength, and omega is the safety factor which was asked in the question. Rn upon omega gives the allowable strength. So safety factor omega and resistance factor phi, that is the answer. For tensile strength calculation also, further if we go to D.2 clause, for tensile strength calculation also this phi and omega are used. So Pn, tensile yielding of in gross section, is given by formula Pn is equal to Fy into Ag. Here phi resistance factor is taken as 0.9 and omega is taken as 1.67 in ASD. For tensile rupture, again phi is 0.75, omega is 2.0. And next, going to pin connected members, for their tensile strength, phi and omega values are 0.75 and 2.0. For shear rupture also 0.75 and 2.0 respectively. Then for general provisions of compressive strength, phi and omega values have to be picked up. So there are many clauses for flexural members, tensile members, compressive members, and for torsional also. So accordingly, from different clauses you should pick up the values of phi and omega, which are the resistance factor and the safety factor. So I hope this is good enough explanation. This is for the shear strength of webs without tension field action. So phi and omega values are now still different, 1 and 1.5. Sorry. For design of shear strength, again phi is 0.9 in LRFD and omega is 1.67 in ASD. So like this, various sets of values are there for different types of loads in the members. Next, I am going to day 5. 5th September, Saturday. Question was, the specification for structural steel buildings AISC 360 mentions that for the non-slender rolled T section is like capital T, subjected to axial compression for local buckling, the width to thickness ratio B upon T of its compression elements shall not exceed lambda r, that is the slenderness ratio. What is the value of width B here? Choose correct options from below. So for capital T section, B is one half of the full flange width of a T, BF. 4 options were given: equal to full flange width BF, twice the full flange width BF, or it is distance from the free edge of the row of fasteners, etc., etc. So correct answer or correct option is A. For T section, Under axial compression for local buckling, the width to thickness ratio has width B, and that B is half of the full flange width BF. And the reference or explanation for this, I have attached AISC 360, that is steel code cover page, and also I have attached table B.4.1a on page number 17. The width to thickness ratio B by T of its compression element shall not exceed lambda r, and the value of width B of a roll T section should be BF upon 2, full flange width of a T divided by 2. And how it is, where it is, where do I cross check it, where do you find it? It is in table B 4.1a, width to thickness ratio for axial compression. And for these rolled sections mean they are rolled, or they are poured, the hot steel is poured in the molds and they are rolled out from the factory. They are not welded or riveted or bolted connections, composite members. They are rolled members. So which are the rolled members? I, double angle, channel, or T. And in our question we have T section, it looks like this, and for that width to thickness ratio B upon T should be less than this lambda r value. This slenderness ratio value is given in the code. In that, B for a T section is equal to half of the flange width. You can see in the sketch over here. So hope you have understood. If you have any questions, you can feel free and contact me. Next, I am going to day 6, Sunday 6 September 2020 question. In the latest specification by American Society of Civil Engineers and Structural Engineering Institute, that is ASCE SEI 7, AC7 is the loading code of America. Apart from title change, minimum design loads and associated criteria for buildings and other structure, what is the major change in the form of new loadings introduced compared to the earlier version? So let me explain the question. Basically, AC7 2010 was the old version, AC710. 2016 is the latest version. And what is the major difference? What new loading, here I have asked, what new loading is introduced in 2016 version? The options were given: atmospheric icing load, fire loads, tsunami loads, and rain loads. So tsunami loads is the answer. Tsunami loads are the new loads introduced in 2016 version, latest version of AC7, and explanation and reference for that I have attached over here. This is the cover page of AC7. Explanation: refer below specification for minimum design loads and associated criteria for buildings and other structures, AC716. So this is AC716. Okay, this is a cover page, and on the right hand side I have attached preview of what is new in AC716. So these are the new additions, and in that the major changes, new chapter on tsunami loads was added. How do I check it from the code? So I have attached a table of content or index of AC7 2010. I have also attached index of AC7 2016. Okay, to compare. In 2010 version, in the index load, chapter number 5 was for flood loads. Chapter number 6 they had said reserved for future provisions, it was kept blank, and chapter number 7 was for snow loads. As against that, AC7 2016, chapter number 5 is same, flood loads, just like 2010 version. 2016 also chapter number 5 is flood loads, chapter number 7 is also snow loads, just like 2010 version. But in 2016 version there is a tsunami loads and effects, chapter number 6 added, which was kept as reserved for future provision. So tsunami loads are added. Nowadays worldwide many countries are facing, many seashores are facing tsunami problem, natural disaster, and because of earthquakes in the seabed there are tsunamis happening. They push lot of water and there is lot of damage to the property and lives. So tsunami loads need to be considered, and this is one of the very good codes available in the world for tsunami loads and design criteria. So do refer to it. Okay, so if you have any more questions, you can feel free to contact me for any courses also, or for any offloading work also, project work also. So basically, along with you all, I myself enjoyed this quiz so much. Thank you so much, fellow civil engineers, for stopping by to view, like, answer question and win my 30-day quiz series. I am extremely delighted with the overwhelming response. I enjoyed answering many queries, requests for solutions, references, and thus got inspired to do these 5 solution videos for the days 1 to 30. Now this is a quiz statistics. Day 1, 1st September, around 34 views were there, 2 likes, and 6 answers were given, and none of the answers were correct. There was no winner on day 1. Day 2, there were 752 views. Suddenly it rose to such a high this viewership. Suddenly many people came to know about it perhaps, and then there were 10 likes given to it. 3 answers were given, and there were many answers sent to me by email also. So 8 were the winners: Engineer Atharuddin Ghazi, Sundarlingam Shiva Sundaram, then Engineer Neeraj Godke, Engineer Kalpesh Barshi, Engineer Prathamesh Devlekar, Engineer Baba Lalin, Engineer Lucky Odume, and Engineer Tausif Sayyed. So these 8 were the winners for quiz day 2. Quiz day 3, there were 398 views, 5 likes, 4 answers were sent, and only one winner, Engineer Sundarlingam B. Shiva Sundaram. He was the winner for day 3. Day 4, 597 views, 8 likes were given to my post. I post my quiz on my LinkedIn page. Do have a look at it. Right now in October, the Eurocode quiz is going on. So 3 answers I received on 4th September, and the winners were 2, Engineer Narayanan Jayachandran and Engineer Sundarlingam B. Shiva Sundaram. And day 5th, (364 views, 3 likes, 19 answers were sent, and out of that only one was a correct answer by Engineer Sundarlingam B. Shiva Sundaram. So day 6, 347 views, 6 likes, 2 answers were given, and only one was a winner. One correct answer was there by Engineer Sundarlingam B. Shiva Sundaram. So thus this I am ending a video over here. Many people from all across the world, they view they saw this post, they visited my post for the quiz, and I have made these videos. I am uploading one by one. Basically 15th October will be the 86th birth anniversary of my father, late Professor Manohar Hari Gokhale, and I will be conducting a month-long quiz series on Eurocodes. He was a professor of civil engineering, and the academy, the YouTube channel and the website MHG Engineering is named on his nickname MHG. So for this 30 days quiz series, I have made 5 videos, YouTube videos. So do have a look at them and subscribe to my channel and share with your friends and colleagues. So bye bye, stopping here just now, and coming soon with the next video. Bye.